Good morning. I'm with Brad Rourke, CEO of Scottie Resources. The symbol is SCOT on the TSX venture. And Scottie has started off the Beaver Creek Conference week with a bang. An update from the Blueberry Contact Zone, 30.1 grams per ton gold over 23.65 meters at the Fifi vein zone. And then there's another hole, completely separate hole at the Blueberry vein zone that tallies 9.2 grams per ton gold over 21 meters. This is the first update from the 2025 drill program for Scottie. Good morning, Brad. How are you?
Yeah, I'm well, thanks, Robert. Busy morning so far.
Yeah, this is fantastic. I feel like, look, we've been talking for well over a year. You've continued to pound the table on Scottie that you're setting the table to have a feast and everything is in place for this to be a big year. You've done a lot of foundational work the last few years. And so this is a real pleasure to see this start to the program. So tell us about it.
Sure. So one of the big exercises this season is to get that open pit stuff to indicated. But as we stated, as you're drilling that on open pit stuff, we continue those holes down and you know the boomer hole there, you know, very nice for us to see. Obviously, it's the best hole we've ever drilled. But how it connects shapes and the mining process is even more exciting. So goes with our theory that we're under drilled and hopefully we have a lot more just like that this season. We'll like I say, we got that result mid last week, and I was actually really tried to put it out at the end of the week, but I just couldn't get the figures done in time. So yeah, you know, it's pretty good where everybody's going to Beaver Creek. I'm going to get on a plane here in a couple hours and you know, at least people's attention, they'll sit up straight and hopefully look at all the other great holes we have.
Yeah,
It's a nice one, but we have we have so much more to offer than a one hole wonder for sure.
yeah, when you look at the entirety of the release, I mean, there's 5 holes here. All of them are good, but you know, like obviously there's 2 holes that are great, that are fantastic, that really stand out and speak to the tenor of the ore body and the amount of gold that you've got, you know, in the ground there at Blueberry. So tell us about the drill program. I think last time you said a 4th, you know, rig had arrived. Is that right?
That's correct. We have 4 drills turning right now. Understand some of that drilling is geotechnical drilling because we're going right, you know, we're rapidly advancing this project. But even with that, with those geotechnical holes, we get looks at the geology as well. So yeah, we should, I think we'll get pretty darn close to 25,000 meters if the weather allows it. We'll get more, and so we're just going to race against the snow, and 4 drills turning as we speak.
So he says over 14,000 meters drilled to date. Goal is 25,000 meters. So basically, I take that to mean you're probably going to go to the end of October if you can.
Well, if we can. Now you gotta, it's probably, you know, if I got to mid-October, I'll be very happy.
Okay.
Yeah. But again, who knows what the weather does, and so you can manage those things. It just costs a lot more money to do so, and I think at this stage we've got our program. We'll run it the way we stick to the game plan, and you know, and just get ready for next year. Yeah.
Okay, very good. And then the bulk sample. So this was an announcement you had a bit earlier in the summer that you got your bulk sample permit. So that's now well underway. So tell us about the bulk sample.
Sure. So we did the second blast a few days ago or last week. And so we're just mucking that out, and then we'll run the ore pile through a cone crusher, and then it'll be ready for transportation. And so that's a very exciting. Make sure you hunt me down in Beaver Creek. I'll show you a video of the blast. But yeah, another exciting thing. Now that what that should do for investors is proof of concept. Let's see. You know, once we get that all done, we'll sample it and we'll sell it. And but more importantly, the information we get from that will set the stage for how we mine the rest of Blueberry. It's very similar to the open pit. It might be a little higher grade, Ben, but at the end of the day, metallurgically, it's the same as we see. So the information we get from that will help us as we put this mine plan together.
So yeah, it's a proof of concept. You're going to get a lot of important data from the bulk sample, but you're also going to get some money from that, right? I mean, this is a substantial amount of gold that you're going to be selling, right?
Well, that's the theory. Let's see when the numbers come out, and we should have that, some insight on that probably the next 3-4 weeks. But yeah, I think, the purpose of it is not to necessarily make money, but yeah, it looks like there might be a little profit for us, but let's just get the numbers in and then we can, we'll just show that to the market. But it's probably a little better than we initially thought, I think. But
okay,
we're not too far off from learning the exact numbers on that as well. So,
okay. And what can you tell us about any of the step out zones? I mean, we had a new discovery in 2024 that you're going to follow up on 2025. Is one of the rigs going over there right now?
That's right. So that Wolf Zone, we're drilling that. We had a nice blind discovery last year. So again, not a lot of drilling. We're really saving our meters to get the open pit to indicated. And then I think next year you'll see a ton more exploration if our stock can hold in here. The only reason we don't do a whole bunch of exploration is the money's too expensive. But hopefully, that changes. But yeah, I think, maybe 20% of our program this year would be pure exploration. So you've got that Wolf Zone. I think the C and D zone is very interesting. We have bonanza grades there. That doesn't fit in with our MRE. And so I think we'll get that piece of that little patch of potatoes there to be included in the MRE in the updated one. So the C and D is very exciting. Wolf Zone, even after this year, again, it's still exploration area. We'll probably only have 4 or 5 holes into that. You have to, you get your one existing hit, and then really what you do is you do a little tight program around it to try and figure out geometry. And so hopefully it'll be an exciting target for next year. But yeah, about 20% of our program in exploration, Robert, but mostly we want to get the Blueberry open pit to indicated. But much like this hit we have today that we released, it's around, I don't have it in front of me, about 260 meters underground. So that'll be an underground portion, but that was a function of us drilling that open pit. So there's a lot of exploration coming in with what we're doing now, but the main goal is to get the open pit stuff to indicated so we can sell it.
Sort of, switching gears a little bit and stepping back to technical analysis. So something that I do, I follow the charts very closely, and the Scottie chart formed this big base throughout the first half of 2025. I mean, I probably drove you crazy to see the stock ping pong from 90 cents to $1 back and forth again week after week. But when you started to drill, you got the bulk sample permit, gold price started to break out in August. This chart started to break out, and now you're in a full-fledged breakout. And one of the things I tell my readers on my Substack or on private channels and such, I say, usually good news comes from a stock that's already in an uptrend. And so this is proven again here with Scottie. You got a breakout chart right now, 100 million market cap. How does it feel, Brad, to be the CEO of a company that's got momentum finally and the market is paying attention?
Well, Robert, this is my 10th year and there's been a three or four head fakes. So actually I'm quite calm and cool. Want to make sure that I'm very measured in everything going into Beaver Creek. We're going to have a lot of meetings. Of course, I'm excited. To break that 100 million mark is one of those psychological things. I do believe we're worth way more if we just compare ourselves to companies that you should compare us with. And so it feels good, of course. Attention's always nice. My phone's blew up this morning and going off to Beaver Creek. So I'm really appreciative of the timing of these things. To have that boomer and then walking into Beaver Creek just means people will sit up a little straighter and listen to our story, because we're so much more than just that one hole or the two holes. Hey, the second hole would have been in the top 5 for the whole day as well. And a lot of news flow this morning, as you saw. So it feels really good, Robert, but we've always believed and seen this. And so it's just, I'm happy for the team and, you know, at least if people pay attention to us, listen to the story, we might capture the value that we think we deserve.
Yeah, definitely appreciation. Definitely some gratitude here this morning in the last week. I'm feeling a sense of appreciation as well, Brad. Thank you so much for your time. Cheers.
No, appreciate the work you do, Robert. And we'll see you. I'll be there tonight, so I'll probably see you tomorrow sometime.
All right, cool.
Bye now.